thank you very much indeed for agreeing to speak to us. Just start by helping us to understand exactly what's happening here. We've got Turkey supporting the UN-recognised government in Tripoli, and France seems to have an issue with Turkey's position. What is the issue?
Well, I think Turkey is displaying a dual attitude here. Turkey was part of the Berlin Conference in January, calling for an arms delivery suspension for a surveillance operation. Turkey cooperated with NATO, resupplying ships, including the French ship involved in the incident. But at the same time, the Turkish Navy is protecting the civilian vessels, delivering Turkish weapons to the GNA, to the Tripoli government. And this is where the incident took place. So this dual attitude is like a Gordian knot, if you want. Are you simply going to watch this, or do you want to take a stand? And don't forget, this is coming after Turkey took delivery of Russian missiles last year, which of course are a huge problem for NATO missile defense architecture. So it is getting extremely complicated because of this duality of purposes.
OK, so that's Turkey's duality. But what a lot of people won't understand is if France is saying Turkey must respect the UN arms embargo on Libya, Turkey's saying France must respect the UN-recognised government in Libya, in Tripoli, not the warlord Khalifa Haftar. Doesn't this set France up for a rather complicated relationship and a rather complicated argument with its NATO allies?
Well, the situation in Libya has been complicated since the revolution in 2011. It is true that France had tried several times in the past 3 years to get Marshal Haftar from Benghazi and al-Sarraj from the GNA together. They came to Paris, didn't work. It was tried in Berlin as well. It was tried in Moscow. It didn't work. So now what is important to see is that not only you have a Turkish operation in Libya, but you have a massive Russian operation as well, which is basically taking place by air with deliveries from the base in Latakia, Syria, where Russia set foot in September 2015. So essentially, you have two combined and competing operations and massively delivering weapons, which is not the case of France at this point. And that is extremely dangerous for not just France, for Europe, for NATO, and for the Maghreb and the Sahel. Look at the States. You not only have contracts and energy and so on, but you have massive human trafficking networks operating in Libya, and that hasn't stopped with the war. You have terrorism, because now both Russia and Turkey have imported something around 8,000 jihadis from Syria. Convenient for them from the Syrian theater point of view, but these people are going to stay there and assume peace or ceasefire is implemented at one point in the near future, hopefully. Well, these jihadists will be destabilizing elements for the Maghreb and the Sahel. So it is extremely complicated. And if on top of that, you would have both Turkey and Russia setting air bases and naval bases in Libya, this is a game changer of a massive proportion.